Liluokalani was born on Oahu to a royal family. As a child, she attended school and traveled. She had a gift for music. She wrote many songs, including Aloha We, Farewell to Thee, which is playing underneath my voice right now. Hawaii changed a great deal during Liluokalani's life. Between the 1770s and 1840s, Europeans and whites from the United States began settling in Hawaii. At first, the white settlers were mostly missionaries who converted some native Hawaiians to Christianity. Then, white settlers from the United States purchased Hawaiian land and began to grow sugar on plantations for export. White sugar growers brought in Chinese and Japanese workers who labored in horrible conditions for very low pay. Sugar production was a profitable business, and Hawaii's white plantation owners became powerful businessmen. At the same time, the original inhabitants of Hawaii had their own government, their own culture, their own society. Hawaii was a kingdom ruled by an elected monarch. In 1874, King Kalakauao, Liliuokalani's brother, began his reign. He negotiated with the sugar growers to keep the peace and to enrich Hawaii, but the sugar growers wanted more control over Hawaii in order to make better deals with U.S. businesses. In 1887, white leaders forced the king to sign a new constitution that weakened his monarchy and restricted voting rights for some Hawaiians. In 1891, King Kalakaua died and Liliuokalani became queen. Hawaiians wanted her to fight to maintain native control over the government. She wrote, "To have ignored or disregarded so general a request, I must have been deaf to the voice of the people, which tradition tells us is the voice of God." Liluokalani planned a new constitution to restore the rights of Hawaiians and weaken the power of white residents. She said, "I had asked that justice should be done and that the rights of my people should be restored." White leaders opposed Liluokalani's plans. On January 16, 1893, armed U.S. troops backed the white leaders against the Queen and overthrew her rule. They created a new government with Sanford Dole, who wanted the United States to annex Hawaii. Hawaiians protested against the overthrow. In early 1895, allies of the Queen led a 3-day rebellion against the government, but were defeated. Fearing Liluokalani's leadership, white officials imprisoned her in her palace. She gave up her throne in exchange for the release of her allies. President Grover Cleveland opposed annexation, but most politicians, as well as many Americans, believed in the idea of manifest destiny. This belief held that the United States was superior to other nations and should conquer other lands, including Hawaii. U.S. newspapers that supported the overthrow printed racist and sexist images of the Queen. In 1898, the new president, William McKinley, annexed Hawaii against the wishes of the Hawaiians. The brutal plantation economy continued to grow in Hawaii. Liluokalani died in 1917. In 1993, the U.S. government formally apologized for the events of 1893. In her lifetime, Liluokalani was a peaceful woman. She believed in peaceful resistance, much like Gandhi and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. She also used the music that she wrote as a way to express her feelings for her people, for her country, and she would use it to share her views on politics in Hawaii. When she was locked up in her palace under house arrest, Liluokalani feared she would never leave the palace alive, so she translated the Hawaiian creation song in hopes that the history and culture of her people would never be lost. When she was no longer under house arrest, She made several trips to the United States to protest against the annexation by the U.S. Unfortunately, she was unsuccessful. However, she will long be remembered by the people of Hawaii as not only their beloved final queen, but as a champion for her people's rights and a promoter of Hawaiian music and culture.